Alpine's Esteban Ocon will take a 5-place grid drop at the next race in Canada after he caused a collision in Monaco with his teammate Pierre Gasly at Portier on the opening lap. Ocon barged past Gasly at turn 8, but a tag on exit saw him airborne with a heavy landing that ended his race, with the move earning the ire of his team boss Bruno Firmin, who said there will be consequences. Beyond Ocon's 5-place grid penalty for Montreal. After the steward stated that it was clear to us that the collision was caused solely by the overly ambitious overtaking attempt from too far back by car 31 and was therefore wholly to blame for the incident. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic in Indianapolis, wild weather forced a 4-hour delay to the Indy 500, with fans huddled under grandstands. But once it got going, there was action galore, including on the first lap, with contact between ex-F1 driver Andretti's Marcus Ericsson and Meyer Shank rookie Tom Blomqvist. As ever, the IMS's walls claimed plenty of drivers' races, including Andretti pilots Colton Herta and Marco Andretti, frustrating the squad's top brass. But once the final pit stops had played out, it was a straight thrilling fight at the front between Josef Newgarden and McLaren's Pato O'Ward, with the Penske driver ahead when it mattered at the race's checkered flag, to become just the 6th driver to win back-to-back Indy 500s and notch the captain Roger Penske's 20th overall.
I knew we could win this race again, and just a matter of getting it right. There's no better way to win a race than that. I mean, you know, I got to give it up. I got to give it up to Pato as well. He's an incredibly clean driver. You know, it takes 2 people to make that work.
Sergio Perez remains the favorite to retain his Red Bull seat into 2025, despite both parties still unable to agree on the contract's duration. Perez has proved a more consistent force in this his 4th season with Red Bull, his 14th in F1, despite 2 straight disappointing weekends in Imola and Monaco, where he was shunted out of the race. It's understood Red Bull is prepared to offer Perez a new 1-year deal, with the Mexican still standing his ground for 2. But the brand has no shortage of alternatives should there be an impasse. The talks are ongoing, and Checo is still our first option, said the brand's motorsport consultant Dr. Helmut Marko. We want to clarify that before the summer break, even though we put absolutely no pressure on ourselves otherwise. RB team boss Laurent Mekies has hailed Yuki Tsunoda's overall progress this season, with the once erratic Japanese young gun delivering on his preseason promise to make another big step. Tsunoda has been a consistent force at RB this year, having made Q3 at 6 of the first 8 Grands Prix and scored points at 5, outgunning his more experienced teammate Daniel Ricciardo. And Mekies, in a chat with official podcast F1 Nation, thinks there's more to come from the squad's main point scorer.
He's doing an amazing job, you know. It's one thing to be comfortable with the car, it's another thing. He has done such a big step compared to last year. He's fast, he's consistent, he's getting faster every race weekend. You have weekends where he doesn't do one thing wrong from the first lap of FP1 to the last lap of the race.
Valtteri Bottas remains bullish that he'll be on the grid next year, despite not being part of Sauber's future plans, but has yet to sign a deal amid rumors that he's fielding interest from Williams, Haas, and even Alpine. Bottas has largely been anonymous at Sauber this season, with the C44 uncompetitive and early season results compromised by the squad's pit equipment that ballooned its stops. But while the Finn is yet to score a point, he made it to Q3 in China and has trampled teammate Zhou Guanyu in qualifying 8-0. It's 3-all in races, though, when they could be compared. A return to Williams makes sense, given it's where Bottas began his F1 career, while he worked with team principal James Vowles at Mercedes. But the Finn says there's no news to report yet. Red Bull's reigning F1 world champion Max Verstappen has given some pragmatic advice to expected 2025 rookie Andrea Kimi Antonelli, with the Dutchman stating he has to make mistakes to develop. Antonelli's rise to the cusp of F1 has been rapid, with the Italian securing the 2023 Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine title and moving directly to race in F2 this year. But while Verstappen said car setup and longer race distances will be a natural challenge in F1, he also recommended Antonelli make mistakes to adapt and move forward. When you're that young, just focus on trying to go as fast as you can, make your mistakes, have good race results, and just try not to think about it too much, he said. It's expected that Antonelli will succeed Hamilton at Mercedes from 2025, though paddock rumors suggest he could replace Logan Sargent at Williams from this year's Italian Grand Prix. Andretti hit the headlines ahead of Monaco, with the ambitious American squad signing up Pat Symonds, F1's former chief technical officer, as its executive engineering consultant. Symonds' signing brings further credibility to Andretti's bid to join the F1 grid from 2026, with the Brit heading to the squad's Silverstone Park HQ after gardening leave, where he will team up with technical director Nick Chester, both former Enstone stalwarts. I believe his expertise has been pivotal in shaping the narrative of Formula One, and his vote of confidence in joining our efforts speaks volumes, said eponymous team owner Michael Andretti. I'm really happy with this next step as our work continues at pace. Bangkok, Seoul, and Jakarta are the latest cities vying to become Southeast Asia's next Grand Prix host. F1 is now setting its sights on expansion within Asia, with the US market satisfactorily serviced by 3 events in Miami, Austin, and Las Vegas. F1 already has 3 Grands Prix running in Asia, including China, where Sauber's Zhou Guanyu was the star attraction upon its return after 4 years out, Japan, and Singapore. But it's understood Indonesia, South Korea, and Thailand are all keen to join, with Thailand's Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin having met with F1's top brass at Imola earlier this month. F1's owner Liberty Media has spoken about a future Asian expansion as far back as 2018, when it was hoped that Hanoi in Vietnam would be its next destination race.
Asia is clearly very important overall to our future. It's really important. It really is the driving engine of the world's future. So as we look to grow the sport in Asia, we want to be in countries that we really think are going to be the engines of growth and the engines of excitement.
Former F1 driver Carl Wendlinger says he has no memory of the opening Thursday ahead of 1994's Monaco Grand Prix, during which he smashed into the Nouvelle chicane barriers at 177 kilometers per hour. The Austrian's brutal FP1 accident in Monaco came just 2 weeks after the horror of Imola, where Roland Ratzenberger and Ayrton Senna lost their lives. Wendlinger spent the next 19 days in a coma in hospital, but the now 55-year-old, in a chat with F1's official podcast Beyond the Grid, says his memory of the entire day is gone, and that data from the shunt gave no clues as to what happened with the car.
The thing I remember from Wednesday is jogging or running at lunch, at Wednesday lunchtime together with Heinz-Harald Frentzen, my teammate, and our physio, and dinner on Wednesday evening, and then going to bed. I don't know anything from the paddock, from any meeting, from any photograph session, from any talk with other drivers or engineers or journalists. I don't remember any seconds of driving.
Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.